Hi guys, Mitch King with Trade Stocks America with the Monday morning, September 27th, 2010 daily stock report. Big move in the market today. Here's the Dow 30 up almost 200 points or 1.86%. That clearly went to a new high above the one set on Tuesday. And that slight correction that started to give us some early sell signals on the MACD histogram was pretty much starting to point upwards after today's gain. And this is what we were looking at as some of the early short-term sell signals that in the past have resulted in some pretty substantial selling, and namely this last one right in here. Here's the Nasdaq Composite up 2.33%. It's been on a stronger momentum than the other indexes, and it looks like this momentum could continue. The market's clearly overlooking the negative news that's been out the last couple of days, including this morning's home sales report. Well, we already know that. The market's priced that in and looking forward probably 6-9 months down the road. We're also seeing that the press is starting to anticipate that the Democratic control of the House and Senate is likely to change, especially in the House. And this is good signs for business and very good for stocks. So this momentum, as these forecasts come out on these election results, come out in the next few weeks, like I've been saying for quite a while, that is a very good chance or reason for markets to really have a sustainable rally. And I think today we had a variety of positive news, including a couple of forecasters on election results. But you heard it here first on the Daily Stock Report. Here's the S&P 500 up 2.1%. The S&P 500 is up 9.5% in the first 3 weeks in September here, and that goes back to 1939 since that big of a gain for the S&P 500. So that is something to be noted. That's a pretty strong move. We started from the day 1 of September, and we were still going. We've got another 4 days next week. Here's the Russell 2000 up 3.4%. That's kind of the same pattern we've been having earlier this year, where the Russell 2000, representing the small caps, are outperforming the rest of the indexes. That's really a good pattern. We haven't been seeing that for probably almost a couple months until the last week or so. Let's cover some stocks in our stock list. Here's AZO, AutoZone, up another 1.4%. Keeps hitting all-time new highs the last several days, and today's the third day in a row. Here's a stock that was sold off the stock list, which is Google, up 2.7%. You can clearly see that this is climbing for a new high. Very strong. I show that and look at that, even though I don't have that, as if that's becoming a gauge for the market or the NASDAQ. Here's BIN up 0.9%. This is real steady. Waste management. It's not going to have a high volatility like the other sectors or other stocks. We're looking for this to move up and follow up that previous pattern that's been doing. The buy on the dip has been working. Here's CMG up 4%. Chipotle Mexican Grill, all-time new high today, 173. And this looks like this is going to be really steady, very strong stock. It's in a really sweet spot of that company's growth, so I think this stock has a good chance to continue to move and be a strong core holding on the long side for some time. Here's MGA up 1.4%, another auto parts store, another stock related to the auto parts sector. Finally getting going here. It's been pretty slow, but this has been fairly slow stock and pretty much averaging that same trend line in the previous several months. VMware is computer software, up 2.7%, all-time new high today. We've heard that 3 times in the last 5 stocks we're talking about on the stock list on all-time new highs. So really good theme we got going for all-time new highs. VIT, the 4th stock, all-time new high today. That's 4 out of 6. Another software manufacturer, usually a real strong sector coming out of recession if that's what's happening. Yeah. Here's AUMN, short idea we had. This is not working, so this was stopped out as it made a new high today. Not a big loss here, so if you're disciplined with your stops, that's no big factor. THRX started to head down today, moved down to 1829, rebounded over 19 at the close. Let's take a look at the intraday chart on that. And what I like to say is when the stocks turn down like this and you miss that drop as far as shorting, you wait for some sort of rebound and get a signal before selling short. This one continued to move all the way up to 1924, as you can see on the right side there, before closing at 1906. So this one's not quite ready. You want to see these things start to break down. Sometimes you can use a 15-minute chart to get a little bit of a idea what it's been doing, but it'd be ideal to see this to spike up higher on high volume, turn over first, rebound a little bit, and then for you aggressive, experienced people on the bull shorts, start gradually opening a small short position. So looking back at the daily chart, THRX, we don't have that ideal parabolic curve. It's better than the last one with these IPOs. We want to see that big increase where all these bars, volume bars, are increasing. We're starting to get some here with a couple days like this, which is better than just staying flat. But keep an eye on this one. I think this is eventually going to turn into a pretty decent short idea. It looks like it's not ready yet, not turning over. So you guys know the routine. You take care, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.